Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're going to be playing with Playbeat 3. But first, we're going to jump in and play a track by Dominic Torregrossa. Boom.
Gonna sit at home. I have flour for 1,000 cookies and I hate to bake alone. So I won't let you forget. I won't let, 'cause we've got things to do. And butter, but I only get a taste. What am I to do without the sugar? It shouldn't go to waste. So don't think twice if it feels nice to come and back again. Take your time, but there's no crime if we do it every now and then. Just really love the smell of pastry. I love the things we do. I have my own ways around the kitchen, but I'm better with you. So I won't let you forget. I won't let, 'cause we've got a cake to make. Gonna sit at home. I have flour for 1,000 cookies and I hate to bake alone. So I won't let you forget. I won't let, 'cause we've got things to do.
Dominic Torregrossa and Niger. Fun stuff. So these two produced that song from different countries, just sharing videos back and forth, as it says in the video. And yeah, really fun stuff. I saw this on Hippie's show. I think I saw it on Ron's show and thought it was necessary to play it today. I hope you're all doing well. This is How to App on iOS, where every day, well, 5 days a week kind of thing, take a look at apps, create music around video, music, all kinds of things, and help you, hopefully, get the best out of apps, get the best out of your creativity and all that kind of stuff, because we all rise together. And you can always join the Facebook group that we have, which is We All Rise Together over on Facebook. Or you can, right now or at the end of the show, hit the like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe right there at Jade Starr, which is youtube.com/Jade Starr. Daily, the show is telecast over at the Twitch at twitch.tv/howtoapp on iOS. And you can always become a Patreon, where each weekend I master your music and do some app giveaways and stuff. And yeah, the show is broadcast also daily in the browser at howtoappoниos.com. Hey, I hope you're all doing good and stuff. Let's say hello to everybody. We've got a big show, lots to get through today. So, flying by the seat of my pants. Yeah. Hello to 15th Bend. I'm going to be playing your song tomorrow to open the show. You don't know which one, but it's going to be one of them. Pete John says, maybe I'll remember to tune in at the start. Time for a change, but probably not. Fantastic. Hi, Pete. Audible is here. Hello, Audible. SM Borthwick, hello to you. Thomas Christ, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing good. Kim Harden Hudson, hello, Dokely Doo to you. Who else do I see is here? Russ, g'day Russ, 8889. And of course, Doctor's Orders. Yeah. Never gets old. It'll be there forever, Doctor's Orders. Gary Hubbs, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Dean Thomas, g'day, 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 g'day. Is there anyone else that I may have missed? If I have, I apologize in advance. I'm scrolling to see. I don't think I have. Good to see you all. Yeah. So let me give you a couple of updates before we do some stuff. So let me shine some light on the situation. Yeah. So hello, Alex Forge. So you'll see my desk here. So you'll notice that it's very dark behind there. It's always really dark, and I want to kind of show off what's going on behind there. And yesterday, some things happened. So without further ado, let there be light. Oh yeah. Now isn't that funky? So now I've got the beginning of some strip lights behind here as well. So now if I pull my iPad forward, you can actually see what is going on behind my desk. So you can see my iRig over here. This is the new Sabrent multi 7-port powered hub I have. This is a multi-port thing over here by Sabrent. My Sabrent, a lot of Sabrent stuff here. There's my control for my lights. A 2 terabyte hard drive and another 2 terabyte hard drive here. Yes, I know, Thomas. I am now officially a YouTuber with purple lights. But the beautiful thing is I can change the color to whatever I want. So if we want to get a bit demonic. So there's going to be more too. I have got a whole nother strip, a 3-meter strip that will go under my desk, which you guys won't really see, but it's kind of so I can see stuff under there. Cy, effing good to see you. Hello to you. I can do stuff like I can do fades. So let's get some fades happening, and it can go between colors. Look at that. How cool is it? We'll leave some fades on for now. We'll just let it change between colors. And yeah, I really like it too with the clear tubs I have holding up the rest of my TV and camera, which is up there. There you go. Those clear drawers just are awesome because they change color with the background, which is nice. I kind of like that. That's pretty funky. Fancy pantsy. Indeed. So I thought I'd show you also the other part of the studio, which you don't really get to see much of. Let's see if we can do that. So over here, there you go. Look, there is the other half of my studio, which is where my Mac Mini lies, and another keyboard here. So here's my Mac Mini. There's another hard drive over here, some audio interfaces which are connected to my Mac Mini, guitar amps, all that kind of stuff. So that's the other side, which you don't really get to see that much. And the other half of the studio I can show you by doing this, by going over here, pulling back. And there's my messy table and a bit of my tit there and my drum kit and all my guitars. So there you go. There is the rest of the studio. So I had a big clean yesterday and got it all nice and neat. It's good to have a nice clean studio. I'm sure that'll last for about 10 minutes. Good stuff. But yeah, I really like the mood lights. I watched Dexter last night, the second episode of the new Dexter series, and had the mood lighting set to red underneath the TV, and boy, was it awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, the Gaviscon's there. Gaviscon's sitting on the table. Gaviscon's always close. And there's always a bottle of Gaviscon around. Alrighty, let's jump in and have a look at some apps, shall we? Because there's a few new price drops. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that music. What's going on? New rack. AUv3 FX processor, down from $12.99 to $9.99. Oh yeah, baby. This stream music player is free. I don't even know what that is, but it's free. Doesn't mean you should get it. GeoShred. Let's talk a little bit about GeoShred. So the GeoShred Play was free. I'm not sure if it still is. I'll have to check on that. But the actual GeoShred Pro has dropped down to $14.99, so it's $10 down. Plus, they released an update for GeoShred yesterday with a whole bunch of new SWAM instruments installed. And I just got them, and they're cool. And I'll be doing a show on it next week. iFX Pack, Velvet Machine, X Synthesizer, is that how you say it? There you go. Beat Hawk, Ravenscroft, all on sale. And all the Nembrini apps. So if you're a guitarist, trust me, all the Nembrini apps are all on sale. There's only going to be more and more and more apps go on sale as we get closer to Black Friday. So there you see Ravenscroft, half price, baby. So those are our price drops for today. Let's kill this music because it's really annoying. Down the toilet you go. Thank you very much. Good stuff. So as I said, I want to jump in and just show you this too, because GeoShred dropped an update yesterday. GeoShred. And it's pretty cool. So I have GeoShred Play, but you can actually get GeoShred by itself. And the update actually includes, where are we? So this is the update here. What is new? They have added a new set of SWAM instruments. So you get Geo Trumpet, Geo Bass Trombone, Geo Bass Flute, Geo Viola, and Geo Piz Bass. So, yeah, awesome stuff. They've got a cost, but, I mean, if you're already deep involved in the GeoShred ecosystem, then you can, I think the pack was like $79 for all of those. So it's probably, what, 50 something for US. But yeah, they just dropped that. It's cool. Good stuff. All right, but we'll cover GeoShred next week because we're running out of days in the week. Oh, yeah. Today, what are we looking at? We are going to look at Playbeat. And I should show you before we go in, Playbeat is not only available on iOS, it is also available on PC, and it is available on Mac as well. So there is the price there for Windows and Mac. So this is actually available on Windows and Mac. It is the iOS version is a direct port from the PC and Mac version. So you can see there the price, $59, and I think for let's have a look. I can't even remember the price. I'm such a good host, aren't I? Yeah. Let's do this. We're looking for Playbeat 3. Bow, $10. So you can see a huge saving, and it's a 1-to-1 port. So it's exactly the same as what you're getting on the PC at a fraction of the cost. Absolutely super cheap. What I want to cover again, I touched on it yesterday, and I want to let people know because I did do a show on Playbeat 2 about 4 months ago. So if you have purchased Playbeat 2 and you're sitting there banging your hands on the table going, but I just bought it. What's going on? What's going on? Well, if you've paid for it, you can still download it, even though it's been removed from the App Store. So all you have to do is go into your apps and type Playbeat, and there is the original one from 4 months ago. So if you do own it, you still have the old version. This new version blows this out the fucking water. Absolutely destroys it. And without further ado, I'm going to have a bit of coffee, morning coffee. And let's jump in and have a play because this thing is fucking off tap. So, straight away, the first difference from Playbeat 2 to Playbeat 3 is the ability to add 8 samples per line. So you've got 8 tracks here. In the original, the last one, you could only add 4 of them. Now you have 8. So much more opportunity to make things. Let's run across the top and we'll try and go through. I'll try and cover as much as I can today. There's a hell of a lot to this app, so this is going to be, hopefully I don't make your head spin with all the stuff that is in this, but there's a lot going on in this app. Alrighty. Have a vape. Let's dive in. Good stuff. This mood lighting's working really well for me. Look at that. Sexy times. Okie doke. So we'll go across the top here. Clearly, you've got a play button up here and you've got your tempo. You can change your tempo. If this can be used as an AUv3, so you can load this in any of your DAWs or whatever, yeah? And when you load it in, it will sync to tempo. So if you add this in as an AUv3 in AUM, it will sync to the tempo. So you'll change the tempo in AUM, yeah? Or GarageBand or whatever you've got it in. Across here is when you click on this, these are where your presets are and your samples. So you have two separate places here, presets and samples. And you can see this little section here says presets and packs. And down the bottom, if I click on this is your sample section where you get to play with individual samples. And this is where your presets are, where you make your actual, you make your rhythms, and you can add samples into those presets. Okie doke. So first off, what we want to do, we'll start with samples. So I've just clicked on the samples here. Right up the top, you have factory samples. So you get a hell of a lot of samples already inside this pack. Hello, Ed B. Myrtle. Hello, Sabo. What's going on? All right. So if I click on factory samples here, you will see I get a list of different things. So I've got kicks, I've got snares, hats, percussion, and effects. You can add anything into here, and it's super easy to add samples in. So if I want to start building a kit, let's start with some kicks. And when you click on the section here, you'll notice over to the side it changes. And you've got a little scroll bar over here, and you can scroll through all the kicks that you've got. So yeah, you can see you get a lot of stuff in here. To sample a kick, you just hit the little play button here. To see what you might want to add. Let's go with this first one. Boom. Any samples, even melodic samples, whatever you want. You can add a song in here. Do whatever you want. It's up to you. This is how easy it is to add a sample to your kit. So over to the side here, this is a representation of this section here. 1 to 8. Yeah? 1 to 8. So these are your 1 to 8. If we go back up here, you can see track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you've got a little plus underneath. You can hit this plus and you can import a sample, right? So it will open up the Files app straight away. You can import your own sample, or you can drag a sample from any of these that are already built in here. Let's hit kicks. Where are we? Factory samples. Let's go samples. So we're in kicks. Now I want to take this first kick here, and I want to have it in here. All you got to do is grab it and drag it across. Done. That's now in there. So let's go back over to the actual. Right. So this is your track 1. So this is where the kicks are now. So if I put in, just touch in these dots here, that should put in, boom, we're rocking. So let's go back over to the top here and let's add in a snare. So back down to samples again. We'll choose a snare and we can just test them all out. Let's take this one and just drag it over into slot number 2. And it's in there, done. Let's grab some hats now. We'll click on hats. Let's take this one, drag it into number 3. And we're starting to build a kit, yeah? We've got some percussion here. Like that one. We'll drag that into slot number 4. We'll find another piece of percussion here. Let's take that lo-fi one, drag it into the next slot. We'll go to effects now. So this is the 5th folder over here. That's quite ominous. Let's drag that into slot number 6. Super easy to drag your sounds in. We'll take that one as well. Put that in here. And what's number 20? We'll take that, throw that in the bottom. So now we have a full set of 8 sounds, and to sample, to actually listen to them, you can just go along here, preview them. Pretty cool, yeah? So what's really cool, before we jump back in over to the main section, you also have across the top of each of these, you've got a solo, you've got a mute. So just like any kind of door, this is whenever you see this symbol here anywhere, this is your randomization. I tried it today. You can't drag and drop samples from the Files app. I've tried it. Did not work, unfortunately. Audible, good question, because I did try it today and it did not happen for me. So that is that. But whenever you see this little thing here, this is a randomization. Yeah. And you can see it's on every track here. So you can actually randomize the patterns back where we're heading to. This little dot here, if I click on this, this will lock whatever I have going over in the template on the front page. And to delete, pretty easy to delete anything from here as well. You can flick through samples. There's a left and right here. So if I didn't like this kick here, I can just go through and cycle through what was in the kicks. So as you can see, as I cycle, it's going kick 1, 5, 3. So pretty cool there. I don't know about that, Seba. I don't use Beatmaker, so I don't even have Beatmaker 3. So there you go. I know, blasphemy. I'm going to hell. All right, so yeah, possibly. Look, Audio Modern, you know, they're pretty good with updating their stuff. So, you know, that's a thing. So we've got our kicks. Let's add a snare in here. So you could just draw these in. Super easy. Boom, boom. Let's add some hats. And let's just add some random stuff in here, I guess. Shall we? Let's just do some random things. Because, right, that looks fun enough, doesn't it? We'll throw a few more in. There we go. There we go. So that is it's set up in there. And let's hit play and see what happens. Pretty cool, yeah? Didn't even think about it. Didn't even think about it. Yes, it is AUv3. Absolutely AUv3. Didn't even think about that. Just threw that pattern together. Let's now go across the controls, all of these controls, and show you what's going on. The first one across here is it actually has a mixer. So this first one, when I click on this, bang, you've straight away got a mixer, which is super handy. So let's hit play again and head over to our mixer. You've got solo and mute. We can pull all these down and do a faders up, faders down. Pretty cool. You can reset. You've got a master as well. Nice and handy to have a master there. You can reset at any time, back to normal levels. You can solo across the top. Pretty cool, yeah? And to get out of the mixer, you just head back up and hit your mixer button and you're out of there. So you'll see here, we're actually in this step sequencer down the bottom here. We're set to 16 steps at the moment, yeah? And you can actually change this to whatever you want. You can change this to, well, not whatever you want, but you can change this to 32. Hello, Mr. Back. So you can change this to 32 just like this. Boom. And you change it back to 16. So if I want to add in some more steps in here, I can do that as well. Now you notice when I'm adding steps in to this new section, they're not highlighted. They're a bit of a darker color. That's because this line up the top is only playing the 16 steps. But I can now extend that to the 32. So let's just which also means I can drag this all the way back. I can choose selections of this. And what's really cool is, so now we're on 32 steps. If I change this to 16, it goes back here. But if I go back to 32, now they're all gone. This is why you need to save stuff. So now you know. But look, you can save any time, which we'll get to. So we'll leave this at 16. So we're back on 16. Play again. Boom. Cool. So let's talk about, let's go across here. Now, when I click on this little button here, this brings up my remix pads, yeah? So you'll see there's two sections here. There's a remix pads and a sample trigger. We'll start with a sample trigger, and it gives you the 8 pads that I can play with my fingers. Whoops, let's go over here. So you've got pads there to actually play with your fingers if you would like to, so you can play along. Right, and then we've got these remix pads. So as you can see, these remix pads at the moment, when I click on them, nothing happens. Nothing at all. So what you need to do to activate these pads is click on this auto fill remix, and you'll see they fill up. And what it actually does here is the first pad is the initial steps that you have here. So this setup here. And what it does is it creates in the rest of these pads variations. So now if I hit play and choose a random one of these pads, so pretty cool. It uses an algorithm to make up a whole bunch of variations of your original pad here at the beginning, yeah? Super cool. And if you want to clear this, super easy. Just hit clear. Hit auto remix, fill remix again, and it'll make up another set of variations for you to play around with. So that's just one of the many ways you can fuck around with this, which is just absolutely brilliant. We'll clear all those for now. And so that button was up here. There you go. Let's jump over to this section because there's so many features in here to play with. So you have this is something that you'll find in all of the audio modern apps. It's pretty much the randomize, the randomize button to end all randomize buttons, because there's a lot of randomization you can have with this particular app. So whenever I click this, boom, it's going to randomize straight away. Now, two buttons that are really important and they work really good and don't get enough love are the undo and redo buttons, because bang, you can undo a lot of steps back. So if you've hit randomize and you actually wanted to save a pattern that you'd made, you can undo and go back and fix that really easy just by hitting the undo button. Or you can redo, undo, really good stuff. So if we hit play here and go. Now if I hit randomize, the big button, whoops, big button up the top, and I hit undo then to go back. But what you need to remember, and we'll cover this in a second. Hang on, we'll do this first. So you also have up the top here these variations of randomizing as well. So if we hit play, this is like it's like a mini version of the randomizing. Let's hit this. So it does a variation of the original beat. And again, you can undo and go back to your original beat really easy, yeah? So what I want to show you next is this little button up here. This is like, this one, you actually have to hold this down. This is like a temporary fill kind of thing. So I'm going to hit play and every now and again just hold down this little one here with the 3 dots, and it just does a randomization until you let go of the button. Hi Dave, hope you're doing well, and I'll show you with this screen here. Pretty cool. So as long as you're holding that down, it's going to change the pattern. And then as soon as you let go, everything goes back to normal. So really, really cool. We're still on this same beat here. All right, let's start going through this section here, because this is where all of the magic happens and how the randomization works. So you have across the top here, steps. So that is the steps here in your step sequencer. You have density. And when you're using density, basically, if I take let's just solo this kick drum, and you'll see when I click between these, you'll see the actual dots change, yeah? So when I hit density, you can see which dots are actually active because they've got a circle around them. And you'll see each of these have a 1. But if I drag my finger across here and turn that up to 8, listen what happens to the kick drum on the first beat. So it's a ratcheting, yeah? So you can have this as many as you want, up to 8. So there's 4 there. We've got 3 there. And you can do this on whatever's selected. So you can choose which one. I'm just doing this randomly. I'm just doing this manually. So you can do it manually and turn them all back down to 1. Let's jump over to the next one and show you some stuff. So you've got pitch as well. And you'll see when I change to pitch, these notes change to, the actual steps change to notes. So you can manually, with your finger as well, go in here and change these. Just randomly go up and down. And then when we hit play, so you can change the pitch of all your notes as well. Super cool. Let's just reset those. Now, also you have a flam. So this is similar to the second one, the density, but this is like almost like a pre-delay kind of thing. So you'll notice if I turn this up to let's go like 32, and this goes by seconds, so microseconds I think it is. So when I hit play now, So actually, it's like the density, but you're actually controlling the timing of it. It's pretty cool. You can create some really bizarre stuff. And again, let's just reset it. So that's the Flam. Let's jump over and have a look at the volume, which is going to be pretty self-explanatory. And you'll see here, all of these change to 100. So they're all by default set at 100. The maximum they can go up to is 127, which most MIDI notes do. So I can bring that up to 127. We can bring this one down to about 75. We'll go over to this screen so you can see it a bit better. And you can go up and down with volume. So now when I hit play, we can bring this one right down. So you can mess with the volume manually as well. So I thought I would cover all this manually before we get into the actual randomization. We'll reset this now so they're all back to 100. And the last one, obviously, is panning. So you'll see in all of these sections here, they're set to C, which is center. But you can go up, right 50, left 50, center, and you can actually change the panning. So when we hit play now, we've got our crazy panning going on. Nice, yeah? So we'll reset that. So they are the 6 sections along the top. Now let's talk about how they work with randomization. Because, all right, so let's start here. We'll go back to steps. This button here that says all, whatever I do with any of this stuff here, let's turn off this solo. Whatever I change up here, if it's set to all, it'll add these randomization or these features to all of these tracks here within this timeline. You can actually go in individually and choose select tracks. All right, so you can go in here, choose track 3, and you can change things individually on track 3 only. So if I go in here and wanted to change the steps of this particular track, I can do that. I can hit randomize, and you'll see only that track is changing by hitting randomize. So as you can hopefully understand, there's a hell of a lot of customization you can do by changing individual tracks, or if you just click all these things will happen. So with each of these sections along the top, steps, density, pitch, flam, volume, and pan, you'll notice these 3 little dots. These, if you click on these, they are a randomization. So if I click on this now, everything randomizes. But what's randomizing is only the steps, only the layout. Now, if I move over to density and choose here, only the density is randomizing when I click on the randomization. And the same with the pitch. If I click on the pitch randomization, so let's show you. So every time I click it, like now, it's changing the pitch across all of the tracks. But as I said, that you can actually individually change a track. So we could go into just these kicks, we'll solo it and hit randomize. And you can hear the pitch changing in there. Same with the flam. So there's a hell of a lot of depth going on, yeah? let's stop this and let's do some of this. We'll go back to our steps here and we'll hit play. Right, so let's go through the individual parts, the individual randomization of the steps, how you can break all of this down. So we're in the steps here, and you'll notice when I change through these sections underneath here change with each button, yeah? So when I change density to pitch, you get a different selection of controls underneath as I go through them. So with steps, you've got these options here. So you've got this button in the middle here, and this is for your randomization. So you've got, you can choose either fixed, right? So if I choose fixed on any of these, it's going to randomize and put 3 beats down. If I turn this up to 8 beats and then go over here and hit random, you'll notice it's set to 9. And let's hit play. Oh, sorry. To go man, so much going on. This app is so full on, man. So to flick between these two sections here, these two are different. So you've got fixed over here, and you can have a minimum and maximum over here. You just click this button, and if it's on this side, it's fixed. And if it's on this side, it gives you an option of a minimum and maximum. So now that I'm on fixed and I hit a random, it'll put 9 steps in every line. Or I could just choose, let's go back. I could just choose track 4 and then hit random, and it'll only put 9 in track 4. So you can absolutely customize this to individual tracks or the whole lot. So now if we go to all tracks and hit randomization, look at that. So as you can see, undo is very handy to go back to where you were. Now, if I change this button over here from fixed to minimum maximum, it gives you the option to choose, say, 1 to, say, 12. So you'll get, every time you hit random, you'll get a something between 1 and 12. Yeah? So you'll never know what you get. Life is like a box of chocolates. The randomization is just off the chain here. Absolutely off the chain. So what else can you do? And this is the same for each of these sections along the top here, right? You've got your fixed and your minimum maximum. But you can actually lock notes as well. So if you've come across a couple of notes here, let's just solo the kicks here. And I want to keep these 3, but I want to change all the rest. I want to randomize all the rest. You can actually hit the lock button and go in here and select these 3, and they'll stay where they are now. So now if I go back up to steps and hit randomize, those 3 will stay in place. It's really cool, yeah? So if we hit play, then I hit randomize, and to unlock any of these, you just click on them again. You can hit reset as well, and that will clear everything that you have done. So let's, boom, everything's gone. Look at that. So you can hit undo and bring it all back. Good stuff. And you just turn off lock and you're back to normal. So as I said, all these options are the same for across all here. So if we go over to density now, same kind of thing. If we click to fixed and turn this up, and then hit, you'll see we're on, let's just go to track 1 just to show you once again. And then I hit randomization. And you can decide how many steps you actually want to deal with this. Yeah. So I'm going up to 12. So when I hit, let's hit play and show you what's going on. Does the lock work with the shift function? I'm not sure. We'll have a look at it. So if I hit randomize again, and you'll see here, I've chosen 8. So you're getting that 8 times on each one. So if we turn this down to 2 and then go, you're only going to get 2 for each one. So we've got 4 now. But again, you can switch over here from fixed to a minimum and maximum. So you can go down to like 1 and 8 and you're going to get a random kind of thing going on. Let's hit play again. So you'll notice some are at 8, some are at 3, some are at 2. You never know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates, yeah? And we're just listening to the kick at the moment, yeah? So the same thing with the pitch. And you've got the lock again, so you can lock and do the same thing with all of these. You can lock them exactly the same. Let's jump over to pitch. Now again, you've got your fixed, so you can change over to fixed, and you can choose a note that you would like these all to be. So when you hit play, they're all at F3. Or you can click over to the minimum maximum and you can change to whatever notes you want. And now you're getting a variation of pitches. It is, Thomas. There's so much here to explain, and look, we've already got 10 minutes to go. I've hardly covered any of it. It's mental. Cool. So let's jump over to Flam and show you that now. And again, same difference. Click over to Flam and you've got your fixed rate. You can decide how many steps you actually want this to happen to, and you can decide on the time. You can have a fixed time. Let's just go for 50. Change over to fixed, and when I hit random, you'll see what is it, 6. So 6 of these are changing because I've set 6 and 6 of them to 50. Or once again, you can click over and decide between 0 and 120. And exactly the same with the volume. So you can go over to volume here, do exactly the same, have a fixed rate, or you can even like take, we're on unfixed, so we can take this all the way down, say to like 47, and then hit random, and you'll see what's happening here is you've got 62, 48, 103. So now we have all these random volumes. And every time I click it, you're getting different values. And the same thing with pan. Let's jump over to pan. And with the pan here, let's just, so you've got your fixed, but let's stick with this. So we can go hard left. Let's just go hard left. So like left 50 or 48, 49, whatever. And then we can go right over here. Say 38. Hello, Sean Chandler. And now when I randomize, you'll see all these C's, which are center. You've got all this variation in panning. And again, the thing to remember is, why is only this track changing? Because I only have track 1 selected. You can do this with all. So now if I head back up to all and hit the pan up here, let's do that. Let's get over to all. And why are we not getting everything? That's let's go volume. Let's try it with volume. There we go. So you'll see all the volume. Go over to pan. And why am I still only getting that? I don't know. Let's hit play. All right, so what I want to show you next is this selection along here. So you can shift, let's run across here. So you can actually choose individual tracks and change the samples from here as well. So I can change these kicks. We'll just solo it. So you can actually go left and right and change your kicks. We'll hit play. Or you can click on it and it takes you into your sample folder. There's so many ways to get to your sample folder. It's really cool. You can actually edit your samples as well. So this is the kick. So if I hit play down the bottom here, you can edit. You can change the length of it. You can add a fade in if you want. Let me draw that in. So now when I hit preview it, you can add a fade out. And you can reset these at any time. And you can do this with every single sample. You can edit, and that's in here. So there's your sample edit. And let's just go back to hit the little cross up the top. So you can go into the snare if you want, hit sample edit. And you can, there's so much, man. So you can go in and do that. Let's get out of here and let's show you some really cool stuff, because you can also change, if we go back to all here, you can change the timing of this. So we'll hit play, get it all happening. So we've hit a half timing there. Sounds wicked with all the ratcheting on there, yeah? Let's take it up to 16. Let's go an 8th. We've even got 1-to-1. How cool is that? So I'll show you this too while we're going. Next to that, we'll go to half. Let's go to half. You have a shift button here. Now, determining on which, if you hit left or right, if I hit left, it shifts everything left. If I hit right, it shifts everything right. If I choose one track, it only shifts the one track left and right. So all these tracks, whatever you do, all these tracks are always, you can do independently, yeah? Plus I can add a shuffle to all of it. So we've got a swing beat now. Or I can take this swing, this shuffle out, and I can just change one track. Let's just give a full swing to the kicks. And let's give the hats some swing. And now let's have some real fun with the timing. I'm going to take the kicks, go back over here to the timing, and make these quarters. And now you'll notice we have a different timeline running. Now if I head over to the hats, let's take the hats to an eighth. Now shit gets crazy. Man, this app is fucking off the chain. Let's go down here to number 7. And we'll take this to a 16th. Whoa! So we have 4 timings here, all running at the same time, man. This is nuts. All right, I really like this. So I want to save it. How do you save it? You just head down here to this little plus sign. Bang, there you go. It's saved, ready to go. I can bring that up at any time now. Anytime I like. We'll go back over to the... We're going to run overtime today because there still is a fair bit to go. It is witchcraft, absolute witchcraft. So there you go. You can change individual tracks. You can change the timing. You can change shuffle, all of this. It's really off the wall. It's just nuts. All right, so if I now go back up here and hit this button and have all the tracks selected, whenever you hit the big randomization button, it randomizes all 6 of these. So you're going to get randomization for all 6 of these. If you want to randomize just one thing, you have to use the randomize across next to the particular thing you want to do. So let's hit randomize now. Or let's just hit this little mini randomize, which just changes it slightly. And you see there's just a little change. Now we can go in here and save this. So that's number 2. Now let's do a full randomize and add this at number 3. And now we've got these 3 different patterns saved here. And let's change to number 2. Back to number 1. Madness, I tell you. Absolute madness. Madness. All right, let's cover a couple of other things in here. So right up the top corner, you have another randomization. This is like a loop randomization. Hello, metalhead hippie. Boom. All right, so what I can do with this, when I turn on this loop here, and it's lit up, every time it passes through once, it'll randomize, okay? You can, or see how it's set to 1? So every time it passes through once, it'll randomize. Or you can actually decide how many times you would like it to go through. So if I hit 4 and then hit play, it'll take 4 pass-throughs before it randomizes. Go, and it'll do it again after 4. So you can decide how many times you like to go. I think it goes up to like 30 something, or probably even 60. It goes heaps. Yeah. Let me show you another thing here. So we'll leave it at 4, but check this. We'll actually do it to 1 now. Check this out. So this is like a deterioration button over here. If I press this, every time it does a pass through, we'll turn it down to 1. Sorry, we'll go to 1. Every single time it goes to a pass through, it will remove dots from the timeline, from the actual list here. Yeah. So after 4 pass-throughs, there'll be nothing left. It's like a deterioration. It just rots it away. So check this out. And there's nothing left. Pretty cool, yeah. So a really cool way to like end a song or something like that. Let's hit stop. And once again, if I hit undo, it brings everything back. Nice, yeah? Pretty damn cool. I'm sure there's many more things I haven't covered yet. Let's show you this before we jump into the presets here. So we've got this little button here. Now, if I'm on steps or density, if I choose this density section and hit this dot over here, nothing will change when I do a density change. So if I change this, well, it just did. You can actually choose tracks. You can actually block them. So let's go back. Where am I going? Let's go back over here. I'm losing my plot now. So with each of these tracks too, you have over here, you can remove stuff. See, this is a delete. So I just deleted that track there. Let's bring it back. You can delete these. So all the way down here, this is your delete. This one here, this is like a lock. Yeah. So I can lock this. And if I try and hit randomize, you'll notice this top won't change. Nothing changed there. I can keep randomizing till the cows come home, but nothing will change. So you can lock as many tracks as you like. If you've found something you like, let's hit play. And these 3 tracks won't randomize. This thing is so deep, it is just utterly ridiculous. All right, there's also, see if I want to take this line here and I want to bring it down the bottom. You can actually, this is a copy, so I can grab this and copy this down to the bottom. You can copy things wherever you want. I can take this one, bring it down here, and then lock it in place. I could take this one, bring it down here, and then lock that in place. There's so much depth. It's just out of this world. It's so damn cool. It's fucking unbelievable. And at any time, I've got saved presets here, so I can go back to these at any time. All right, so we've hit 9:04. We've gone over time. I want to show you some export features, and then we'll go over some presets, and then we'll get out of here. So at any time, you can hit export, and when you click this, look at the options you get. You can actually export individual stems from each track, so audio stems or all stems. So I just click that, and now I can save all those stems into audio share. Super easy. Or if I just wanted one track, oh man, it'll disappear. Damn. Let's bring that back. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Let's go back to user presets. Cool. All right, so you can actually, with export as well, you can save the MIDI. So you can take this, all the stems of the MIDI. You can save individual stems. You can import the stems into GarageBand. You can import them into anything. You can take the MIDI stems or the audio stems. Super, super cool. Unbelievable the amount of customization in this as well. Okie dokie. I'm not going to cover this today, but I'm going to click on it just to show you. You can actually MIDI learn anything in here. So when I hit MIDI up the top here, I can MIDI learn anything. So I can touch on anything and MIDI learn with the controller to anything I like. Super cool. And the same with the pads. So if I go into the pads here, I can hit MIDI up the top and I can MIDI learn any of these pads or the sample triggers. I think, yeah, sample triggers and the pads. Super, super duper cool. There's so much customization. It's utterly stupid. So there's my pads. I can go and MIDI learn the pads. Wow. Yeah, stupid customization. Absolutely ridiculous. Alrighty, let's jump in and look at presets and see what you've got in here. So, as I said at the beginning, here's your presets and packs, and your samples are down here. You've got a shitload of presets, and you can make your own presets. So these are the factory presets, and there's like, let's see, there's like 15 of them in here. And what's cool about it, if I click on it, you get a sample of it. And you've got a little arrow over here, and when you click on this arrow, it tells you all of the samples that are in the pack. And you can play them individually. You also get the option to just load the pattern from within the preset or load the samples. You can also tag, so you can actually click on these things and you can tag them and give them names. You can favor them, so you can hit the little heart and favor them. To load in a factory preset, all you need to do is double click it, and there it shall be for you ready to play. Let's go through a few of them. Again, you can see what's in there. So you've got a crap load of no chaining. Yeah, sorry, no chaining. But you can use the pads to do the chaining, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. So you can go up here and do a remix pads and do an autofill. And there you've kind of got some chaining going on there. And remember too, if you've selected this pad and you jump out of it, you can actually go in and modify that particular pad. Yeah. So you don't have to, you can actually modify those pads as well, which is super, super interesting. All right. So that's how you get to your presets. So there's an absolute shitload of sounds that you get with it. You can open it up. You can actually create your own presets as well. Right. So, as you saw, when I saved these presets down the bottom, back in the main screen down here, 1, 2, and 3, it's actually put them over here in user presets. And what's really cool is, see this 1, 2, and 3? You can physically go in here and change the numbers. So I could move this to number 5 if I want, take this to like number 10, and then when I go back, you can see how they've moved down here. You can actually give them individual numbers down here. There's so much customization. I knew this show was going to go over time because there's so much going on. You can rename. You can change it to whatever you want. Absolute ridiculous customization. Plus, this is cool. You can actually create your own packs. This is mental. So if you go down to create new pack, you get to choose a photo. So let's just choose this picture of it. Oh man, it crashed on me. That sucks. Don't. No. Let's go into here and try it again. It's probably the picture that I tried to load, if I'm really honest there. Let's see if we can add this. So there you go. I've added this photo of this seagull here. And you can go in and you can change the pack name. Call it Jade's Pack. You can give it an author. You can change the author to me. You can give it a description, and yeah, the reason it crashed then was I was trying to load a really big PNG that clearly didn't work. Funky sounds. You can fill in whatever you want here. And then you can add presets. So I can go over now to my user presets that I've made, this blah, these three, and I can drag these into Jade's pack. 2, 3, and then when I click on my pack, look at that. All my sounds are in here, my presets with all my packs, with all the actual drum sounds, and you can change the name of them. And what's really cool, if you open it up, you can go in here and you can tag them. So we could say blues, future, let's just put whatever, you know, breakbeat. So now if I go up to the search here and do a search for blues, my pack comes up. Really sick. And you can export these packs. You can save, so you can hit over here, export these packs over to your files, and you can send them to anybody you want. Other people can make packs, send them to you, and you can import packs over here. And if you've got a pack, you can import it from the Files app. Somebody sends you a pack. Mind-blowing. Just really, really, really great stuff. Really awesome. Super, super cool. Lastly, let's look at bringing in, and let's just talk about randomization as well. So you can even randomize from in here. So I said this at the beginning, you've got these randomize buttons. So if we hit play and I hit randomize up the top, what it does is keeps the pattern, but randomizes all of the samples. Or you can just do individual ones. Let's randomize this snare. It's crazy. So let's reset this whole thing and let's bring it home and import some of our own sounds. Yeah. So we'll go over here to user presets and let's just go over here. We'll clear all, see if we can clear all of this. Let's just bring in our own sounds. So to bring in your own sounds, all you got to do is click on this individual section here. Let's bring in a kick, one of my own kicks. Let's bring in a snare. So this is a metal kit. We'll bring in a hat from over here. We've got an open hat. What do we got here? Let's bring in some toms. So we'll bring in a mid tom, a low tom, and a floor tom. And then we'll add, say, a crash. And we'll add a ride lastly. This is how easy it is to add some stuff. There you go. So now when I play on these, we've got a metal kit in here. So let's do some metal, shall we? Because it's not limited to just, dance stuff. Let's just hit play. What I want to do is reset the whole lot. Let's just do that. Boom! Now everything's reset. So all the timings are all sorted out. We'll go up here to all and we'll do a 16th. We'll try doing this again. Let's put in these kicks. And then we'll do some randomization. Boom, boom. Go into the mixer. We'll pull down that crash. Sweet. So you can add your own sound super easy. And when you head back over to your section here, you will notice when you click on samples, all of your imported samples, user samples, will be here. Too easy. So that's really cool. Plus, just to end, so super cool. You can add whatever samples you want. Let's just get back out of here, and just to show you something really cool, we'll reset all of this again. And what I'm going to do is head over here, and we'll just load in, say, let's get over to audio share. Let's just add in this jazz thing. So this is what I've added in here. And we'll head back over here, and I'm going to add just one of these, and we'll hit play. Now let's fuck with it. So now we've got this one track. So this is changing the pitch, the flam, the density. You can add whatever you want in here and go absolutely fucking nuts. Absolutely audible. Instant sample mangling. Totally off the wall, man. Mrs. Mangle, yeah, indeed. So there you go. Look, we've gone a little bit over time, but it is what it is. Let's change the pattern of this one more time. Awesome stuff. Let's go out and find us a nice preset in here. And so for $10, man, and I haven't even opened this up as an AUv3, yeah? And I'm sure there's a whole lot more I haven't touched on. As I said, with the MIDI controls, you can MIDI learn everything. And you've got, even here in the settings, we'll just touch on this last, you can actually go in here and set your MIDI mappings yourself for all of these options, just like you can in AUM. So you can click on here and choose a MIDI key. You can choose your MIDI inputs, outputs, panic button, iOS device. I mean, yeah, it's deep as fuck. Absolutely deep as fuck. So my recommendation is, if you're into something like this, get it. It's good. And I'm sure Audio Modern will continue to do updates, because I have heard there's been some crashing in AUM, but I'm sure they're on it and it'll be sorted, because they make absolutely super, super solid apps, yeah? Cool. Well, that is it for today. Sorry I've gone over time. I tried to cover as much as I could, as deeply as I possibly could, so you get a good understanding of what you get and what you can do with this. Thanks for hanging out today. And yeah, it is, Derek, a hell of a lot of kit for $10. It's absolutely incredible stuff. Yeah. I'll tell you what, the show's been really soothing today with my backing lights. Look at them. They're so lovely. They're just changing colors as we go. Perfect mood lights. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. All right, guys. Hey, do the things that make you happy. Remember, mistakes make you better, and we all rise together. And tomorrow we'll be looking at Lo-Fi Tape, which has 100+ samples in it, and it sounds beautiful. This app today, Playbeat 3, is the shit, man. So if it's something that's up your alley, go get it. If it's not, don't. All right, guys, have a great day, and I shall see you tomorrow. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye. You can hit the like if you want to, or subscribe, or don't. Bye.